me. So last summer, I was hiking with my sister Rachel in the Adirondack Mountains up in northern New York in the High Peaks region. The High Peaks are like the tallest mountains in New York State. From out of state, I'm not familiar. But so my sister and I were enjoying this lovely day hike up Gothics Peak. We're climbing for about half the day. We get to the top. And we're enjoying these beautiful sweeping views of all the neighboring mountains all around us. And we see way off out in the distance, way far away, the #1 high peak in the region, Mount Marcy. Now, Mount Marcy, the tallest mountain in New York, is notorious for having extreme weather conditions at the top, high temperatures, blowing winds all year round. And though my sister and I are very seasoned hikers, we were just not really ready or in the mood to tackle Mount Marcy on this particular day. We're just enjoying the sunshine, like basking in the victory of our little climb. We're eating our quinoa salads, and like Rach, my sister's doing some sun salutations at the top. And then it's time for us to begin our descent back down the other side of the mountain. We're following this trail that's going to take us to the parking lot and back to my car. So we start going down, and suffice it to say, over the next several hours, we must have walked through the Bermuda Triangle because this trail we're on starts going down, yes, that's right, down, and then suddenly back up, like really steep, up, and then back down, but then up again, up, and we were just like, right away we knew something was way off, this was wrong. This seemed like the most circuitous, longest, most difficult way to get back to the car. It was so steep and so strenuous, and we thought the hard part should have been behind us by now, so right away we felt like something was off, but we were just so in the zone and kind of just enjoying the day. We just kept forging ahead, on and on we went, exhausting though it was. We just believed this path had to eventually lead out to the road. On we go, and before you know it, but there's like no other hikers around. We're the only 2 people on the trail. And before you know it, it is 6 p.m. And we've been hiking since 8 a.m. that morning. And of course, there's no cell service out here. The phone has been useless all day, like no GPS. And then we run out of water. And we had each packed like our 2-liter Camelback water bottles, like one for each of us, and by this point, depleted. This is a hot day in August. So we're just like going, and then finally we see up in the trees ahead this little wooden sign. And we're like, oh thank God, oh my God, that's the exit, there it is, and that sign's gonna say like, Jess's car, that way, and all the way up. So we like run up to the sign, we look at it, and it says, straight ahead, 2 miles, Mount Marcy. Somehow we had gotten onto the trail to Mount Marcy, and we were only 2 miles from the summit. So you know how in stressful situations your body will go into fight or flight mode? This entire time my body's been in fight mode, and I've just been like pushing myself up these mountains, and like adrenaline is coursing through me. And upon seeing this sign, my body goes into flight mode, and I had to take the most urgent shit of my entire life. It was like unreal, and I just ran to the side of the trail, whoosh, and my poor sister's standing there, and I just like did my business. I had packed plenty of toilet paper and hand sanitizer because this is not my first poop in the woods. And I like get myself together. I rejoined my sister on the trail, and we put our heads together, and we're like, what the hell are we going to do? Because there's no way we're going to continue on to Mount Marcy. Like, that is not an option. The only thing we could do was turn back, go back the way we came. There was really no other solution, but we knew the reality was there was no way we were getting out of here before dark. We had 2 hours left of sunlight, and the fact of the matter is we were going to be spending the night alone in the woods without shelter, protection, gear, food, water, cell phones. Nobody knew where we were, and we were really fucked. So we just had to walk as fast and as far as we possibly could in the remaining daylight and try to get to high ground and get to some safe place. We hightailed it as fast as we could. We were so exhausted and so thirsty and sore. And we're just like climbing up these super steep, like vertical, like bouldering up these cliffs. And we finally, just as the sun is setting, 8 o'clock, sun is going down, we come to this like little plateau, this kind of narrow, flat ledge in a very like steep section. So I was like, Rach, this is it. We're gonna stay here for the night. This is our spot. So drop our bags. And in one final desperate attempt, I pull out my cell phone and I take it off airplane mode, and somehow at this very exact spot, I had a signal. Oh my God! And the angels were singing, and I immediately called 911, and I told them my whole situation, and somewhere out there's a 911 recording of me saying, "Hi, my name is Jessica Otago, and I'm with my sister Rachel, and we're lost in the Adirondack Mountains, and can someone come rescue us, please?" And they right away connected me to the local ranger station, and together everyone was able to track the coordinates on my phone so they could pinpoint exactly where we were. So now someone at least knew where we were, knew we were out here. So I'm talking with this ranger on the phone. His name was Ranger Jim. And he was like, "Okay, whatever you do, don't move, stay right where you are. I'm gonna speak to my lieutenant, we're gonna figure out a game plan, I'm gonna call you right back." And I was like, "Great!" And I turned to my sister and I was like, "Rach, everything's gonna be just fine. They're sending the emergency chopper for us. Liam Neeson is gonna fly in and descend on this rope ladder and pull us up to safety, take us away to a 5-star hotel, and we're probably gonna be on the news." And then my phone rang. I was like, "Hello, Jess? Ranger Jim? What's up, my man?" And he says, "Okay, so we're not coming." And I was like, "Oh, what?" And he's like, "Yeah, we thought about it, and we wouldn't be able to get any guys out to you until 4 a.m. And those trails are really treacherous. It's gonna be really dangerous in the dark." And I was like, "I know, we've been doing it all day." So he was like, "Okay, listen. First thing in the morning, I'm gonna send my rescue team out walking towards you guys. You guys are gonna get up and you're gonna keep walking the way that you can. Keep following the trail. Eventually you're gonna meet in the middle. We're gonna escort you out of here, back to your car, and get you home safe." And I was like, "Jim, at the first ray of sunlight in the morning, you get you guys walking towards us. You tell them to bring a shitload of water." And he says, "Yes, you got it, we'll do." And he's like, "You guys are gonna be fine. You're gonna be okay. You have each other. This is your Bear Grylls moment." And I want to say, "Fuck you, Ranger Jim. Just do your job, man. Do your job." So hang up the phone. My sister and I hunker down for the night, sitting there on this little ledge. We're looking up at the stars. It's unreal. No light pollution, right? Millions of stars. So peaceful, not a Starbucks in sight. For 2 seconds, I'm thinking to myself, maybe this won't be so bad, And then the temperature plummeted and the wind started, and it was this bitterly cold, kind of like this room, relentless wind that blew all night long. All night long. For the next 8 hours, my sister and I are holding each other, holding each other, pressed together, shaking, shivering, jaws clenched, everything trembling. All night. We were so cold. We were lying down in the dirt, on the ground, spooning with our backpacks up over each other, doing anything to try to block the wind. Or feeling around in the dark for some kind of shelter, and there was this one little pricker bush shrub thing, and we squeeze ourselves behind these pricker branches against there's a rock wall here and a pricker shrub here, and we wedged in and pulled these branches over the top of us, and she's sitting in my lap, and it was there's you'll do anything when you're that desperate. And also, at some point in the night, I really, really had to pee. And then it occurred to me, pee is very warm. And we couldn't afford to lose a single ounce of warmth right now, so I took my sister's empty Camelback water bottle and I peed in it, and then she added her pee to it. Made a little pee cocktail, sealed that up, and we held this bag of hot piss between us all night long. And it got us through the night. And what I didn't tell you just now is that I also had my period. It was great, but nothing makes you care less about soiling your pants and being unprepared in the woods than fighting for your life, fighting against hypothermia, and the only thing I could think about and care about was getting my little sister through this night alive, because nothing else mattered. It was I would have thrown myself off this cliff to make sure that she was okay and she survived this night, and all night as we're hugging, I'm just listening for her breathing to make sure she's still with me. It was unreal. So, okay, then finally the sun is coming up, the sky is brightening, and we've made it through the night, and we're okay. And we get up and we're like doing jumping jacks and trying to get feeling back into our extremities because we have to finish this climb. It was insane. It was so steep, and we were on no sleep, and we had no water, and we're like trembling and frozen. But somehow we did it. We got to the top. We pulled ourselves up to the top, and as we're coming back down the other side, the sun is getting brighter and it's warm, and we're like pulling off layers, and we're sweating, and we've made it. And we knew that any minute now, as we're following this trail, we're gonna run into the rescue team, and they're gonna have so much water, and they're probably gonna be so sexy. And I was like so excited. And we're going. And wouldn't you know, we made it all the way to the ranger station, and nobody came. Nobody came to rescue us. So there we are, guzzling water out of a spigot coming out of the side of the building, just like, oh, we're alive, water, finally. And as we're doing this, we see a man in uniform approaching us, and he's like, are you my two subjects? I'm Ranger Robbie. And we're like, Ranger Robbie, where the hell have you been? It is 10 a.m. and we've been hiking since 5 a.m. when the sun came up. What the fuck happened? And he said something must have gone wrong at dispatch because he just got the call about us to come get us. So he's like, listen, let me get you to your car and get you home. No, we just got to go to my truck. It's only 3 miles that way. So we had to walk another 3 miles. Delirious, so sore and exhausted, but so grateful to be alive. We get to the truck. He takes us to my car. We get to the car, and he pulls out this big map of the area, like much more detailed map than we have. He like rolls it out, and he's like, this is where you went. We were like figuring out our whole route, and he determined that we had hiked 17 miles, 17 vertical miles. 7 of those miles we did without any water and on no sleep. And he said that weather reports showed that temperatures had gotten down into the 40s at night, and that's without the wind chill. Who knows what it was with the wind chill. And he said, do you guys realize you just did the 3 most challenging peaks in this whole region? And you did 2 of them twice? So we were like, wait, what? And like, wait, what about Mount Marcy? That's the big one. And he was like, no. Mount Marcy is like a cakewalk compared to what you guys just did. So good job. So we did it. And I've come away from this whole experience having learned 3 very important lessons I want to share with you right now. Number 1, when you are walking for a very long time in one certain direction and there's like any thought in your mind that might not be the right direction, don't do that. Like, don't do that. Just make it, like, come to a different plan earlier on before hours go by. Okay, number 2, ladies, do not wait around for a man to come and rescue you. Because he is not coming. They're never gonna come. In life, you are going to have to save yourselves, and you're gonna do such an awesome job, really. And lesson number 3, most important one, tell your sister how much you love her. Like, after the show, go outside and call her. Don't text her, call her. Tell her she's your best friend. Tell her how much you love her. And if you don't have a sister, call someone else's sister and tell her how much you love her. And I hope that goes well for you. Thank you so much.